a lot of these woke motherfuckers are in a deeper hole than the dead sleep motherfuckers. That's another thing I'm constantly realizing. You trade one religion for the next, basically. Anything that binds you to any one specific way of life or thinking is a religion. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. A lot of us can't seem to fathom or accept that. That's why I had to break certain things that I knew was religion. I had to wake up one day, oh shit, nigga, that's a religion. Bam, broke it immediately. As soon as I recognize I'm in a religion, I destroy the shit. I break right out of it. I go do the thing that the religion's gonna condemn me for, you see? So, we're not here as divine beings, as so-called spiritual beings, as gods. We're not here to be binded and limited to anything on this plane. We're on this physical plane with these five senses to utilize all sensations in order to merge the physical with the spiritual. So if you're here not doing this and not doing that, and I don't do this and I don't try that, and I'm not trying this and I'm not trying that, you're just fucking locking yourself in a goddamn prison of egotism and self-righteousness. And that's what a lot of these woke motherfuckers do. Oh, I don't do this, and I don't do that, and I ain't do this, and I ain't do that. Trying something doesn't make you a slave to the shit. Having that one experience does not go and make you the only thing in your life. That's the only thing in your life. It's an experience for you to have and for you to record as this soul, which is a vehicle, utilizing the body. Everything is being recorded. So how much data are you accumulating as you're on this plane? Is your data stuck in just one type of way of thinking? Is your data all stuck in Christian shit? Is your data all stuck in vegan shit? Is your data all stuck in Marcus Garvey? Is your data all stuck in Pan-African? Where's your data all stuck in? My data goes all over the place. Everywhere. Could touch on any damn thing. Somebody could touch my manuscript, my archives, and know every fucking thing about this third dimensional reality. And not just one subject. That is a prison. That is a prison. That is a mental prison. I remember I was on a Zoom with an African brother, and he brought up an excellent point. And he said, you know, in my country, they revere the ancestors so much that, you know, it becomes exhausting or it becomes an imprisonment. And, you know, the one he was talking to, whose Zoom it was, my divine auntie, you know, my adopted auntie, you know, you could tell immediately she was kind of thrown off by that because, you know, in America, well, not in America, all woke people, the ancestors. You see what I'm saying? So when somebody who's actually African says that, it throws them off because they're like, wait, what do you mean the ancestors is da-da-da-da-da? It's a box, just like any other box. Anything could become a box. So if you're called the ancestors, my ancestors. First of all, your ancestors was in fallen states and fallen cycles. So now you got to pick and choose what time frame of the cycle are you going to follow. Second of all, your ancestors left behind shit to be a foundation for you to take it to the next level. Not for you to imitate the shit forever and ever and ever and ever. So, a lot of things become a form of imprisonment to us spiritually, mentally. Anything can become a box. Anything, no matter what it is. Because we don't understand that even our ancestors went through multiple cycles of rises and falls. So the things they were doing within their primitive times or in their falling times, that's not what you should be imitating. Now see, here's the powerful part about what I teach about God mind. Is it efficiency? Is it efficiency? Is putting a disc in your lip to stretch your lip all the way out to your fucking chin? Is that efficient? What is that doing? But because your ancestors did it or a tribe did it, you think that it's right to do. That must be tiring for the ancestors too, always trying to talk to them. But that is interesting though. Absolutely. You know, scarification and slicing myself up. It's about efficiency. That's why when I talk about ants, I want to talk about the most advanced ones. I don't want to talk about the ones who was putting mud and dung in their hair. I don't want to talk about that. You know, no disrespect to them. But I want the advanced ancestors. I want the ones who are communicating with the stars. I want the ones who had that organic technology to store information within the crystals. The ones who are building the pyramids. No disrespect to the rest. No disrespect. But I want the most efficient. I want the highest form. I'm not just going to imitate something just because it looks like me. I want the highest form. I'm not going to justify my ignorant behavior or my disgusting behavior by looking at a primitive tribe somewhere and saying they did that, so I'm going to walk around with my titties out. No. You see what I'm saying? It's about the highest efficiency. And that's why, once again, God mind. See, this is honestly, I ain't to my own horn, and I know why I'm not popular, because I don't hear nobody talking like this. I don't hear nobody bringing this level or this type of teaching to where you're eliminating everything from the fucking board, and you're saying there's only energy, design, function, and efficiency. So when you look at everything like that in existence, you don't need to be African, you don't need to be Aboriginal, you don't need to be a Moor, you don't need to be none of that shit. You look at the tree. You look at the design of the tree. First of all, the tree is aerodynamic. I don't even know if people understand that. The tree is aerodynamic and fractal at the same time. There's a reason for that. You look at the roots. The roots have hair on them. There's a reason for that. And you look at the tree. You see its design, you feel its energy, and you denote its function. And then you look at its efficiency. Its efficiency is proven that it lives for hundreds of years. So now I base my technology on the imitation of the tree, not an ancestor, not somebody who did this and that. And that's what we don't understand. The most oldest ancestors created their culture from the nature they were in and the observation they were using. So that's why we got to go back to the oldest possible existence, the oldest possible thinking, because the oldest thinking comes before the ego. The oldest thinking comes before the pride. The oldest thinking comes before the tradition. At one time, there was no tradition. Tradition is based on repetition of generations. So you want to focus on tradition. Tradition is a lockdown. It's a lockdown. No, motherfucker, you have to do it. It's tradition. I don't want to do that. No, fuck you, nigga. It's tradition. You got to do it. It's a lock. Trying to see if y'all talking. I don't hear any expansion like this. We got to recognize a custom is a lockdown. A tradition is a lockdown. By all means, utilize them. But if you're going to utilize them, make them into rituals that enhance your energy and your own divinity. Don't make them into some empty, repetitious practice because you feel obligated to practice it because your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, and all these motherfuckers did it. They didn't know what they was doing either. It's just like the modern day Masons. They're a fucking social club. It's just like the modern day Moors. They're not occultists. They're not occultists. They're running around talking about laws and jargon. The original Moors were pure occultists. They were pure alchemists. They weren't running around talking about nationality. Those motherfuckers was walking, talking gods, transforming the elements, creating scientific systems for better ways of life. And these niggas walking around talking about flags and land and titles and all this shit that only came after you fell from your highest state of occultism and alchemy. We're in a fallen day repeating cycles based on what we're regurgitating under the society that we're subjugated in and which one we allowed to choose to follow. I remember I made a whole Pan-African meeting mad when I talked about Garvey and the fact he didn't invent no red, blue, and green. Red, black, and green. That's not Garvey's invention. The nigga did not invent the flag. No disrespect to the man, but he ain't invent the damn flag. That flag goes back 15 to 20,000 years. But we want to believe and place this man who, by the way, when you really study that man, you can't even really put honorable in his name. According to a lot of the documentation and a lot of things that you read, he was a hothead. He got into a lot of fights. He was fired from a lot of jobs because he couldn't get along with people. You know what I'm saying? You know? He took Pan-Africanism from Dusé Ali, who was a Pan-Egyptian. Anyway. Expansion. See, the thing about the foundation of what I teach, You can't go I'm not saying you can't go further with information. There's a difference between information and equations. There's a difference between information and a foundation. 7 laws, 4 plus elements, 3 keys. What's beyond that? What's beyond the universal laws? What's older than the universal laws? What's older than blackness? What goes beyond the 4 plus elements? What's older than source knowledge? What is beyond divine ascension? What is beyond infinite expansion? How do you add to this? And see, if you notice, the human brain always wants to add on something to something that already exists. So you want to take the 7 laws and you want to break them down into 42 negative confessions and shit. That's why you got to always recognize a fall by when you have to add on more shit. When you got to add more shit, you're getting further away from the source. When I need more laws, I'm getting further away from divinity. When I take the 7 laws and I create 42 confessions, I'm getting further away from divinity. Now I gotta tell you, you can't fuck a goat. No. No, you can't kick old lady down the stairs. Don't do that. No, you can't have sex with a guy. Nope, sorry. Why I gotta say any of this? Because you're in a fallen, deteriorating, degenerative state. And now I got to try to do my best to add things to get you back to that level where you only need 7 laws or 3. Because I had one consultation with a good brother. I don't know where that brother went. But he had some excellent questions, man. And, you know, it's so beautiful when you utilize that intelligence and that divinity, because you can teach somebody while simultaneously teaching yourself. Because I was saying shit that I never ever said before because it was a question I never got asked. And you could take the 7 laws and you could literally break them down to only 3. And then, of course, we all know all of them is just one, which is mentalism anyway. But if you look at the 7 laws, they're all polarities to each other. They're all partners to each other with the mentalism at the top. That's the only difference. So even the 7 laws itself is stretched out from something that's even deeper than that.